Have they explained what the imminent threat was that authorized Trump to act?
I mean, the point is there was no imminent threat. There clearly was no imminent threat. This was the president on one hand that said to the American people, I completely eviscerated their nuclear capabilities. And now he's saying that they did not. So that was the problem. We had a classified briefing that left me utterly astonished at the lack of information they provided to justify the hundreds of billions of dollars of cost and the American lives that are being lost. All while we have a president that is literally cutting health care for millions of Americans and that is literally taking away programs for our veterans and programs for our children's school lunches.
Sorry, just to clarify, because yesterday they came out of the Gang of Eight briefing and said that they made a case that Israel was going to act unilaterally, and so Trump had to act to protect our assets.
This is the typical.
Is that what they said?
This is the typical Donald Trump. Is they jump around until they think they found an explanation that could satisfy the most people. They have changed their justification for this time and time again, and we got nothing that even approached a justifiable reason for the president to commit an act of war by attacking another nation.
There are times you go, there are times, hold on. There are times when you go into a classified session and you walk out and you have a better understanding about the gravity of the situation and the rationale behind the military action. This is not one of those times. We remain as confused as the American people are. They have had 3 or 4 or 5 justifications for this act of war over the last 4 or 5 days, and nothing in this classified session alleviated that confusion.
How did they specify what the objective
Mono, they offered no clear explanation of why we got into the war. They offered no clear endgame to this conflict. They have not answered the most basic questions. And the reality is, from securing nuclear fissile material to the challenges we were going to have in any kind of aftermath, to whether they're asking for regime change or not, the reality is they do not have an end game. They do not have a justification for getting into it. And this is a military action that's going to cost Americans hundreds of billions of dollars. At the same time, here at home, they're driving up costs from everything from gasoline to overall energy. They're taking away health care for millions of people. In what way is this justifying what he promised to do, which was not to get us into entanglements into foreign wars, as well as in making sure we're taking care of Americans' concerns about rising costs. And the last thing I just want to say is all of this is happening in the context of a president that continues to thrash the Constitution and not come to Congress for any kind of authorization for these.
If the War Powers vote fails, what can Democrats